Have you ever wanted to unleash the holy terror that is the Cabal Colossus with the big photon cannon? Well, don't worry, I have the perfect weapon for you. Today we are going to be taking a look at one of my personal new favorite machine guns, the Grand Overture that was added within Destiny 2 in the Witch Queen and Season of the Risen. Guys, this thing is absolutely nuts. Alright? This thing rivals my personal all-time favorite machine gun, the Heir Apparent. Alright? Does that tell you the power this thing has? The air shreds, this thing just annihilates. Alright, and I'll show you why, because this thing has a little surprise to it. Alright? So anyway, we're going to take a look here. Hammer Forged rifling, great on a machine gun. Accurized rounds, also really good, makes the gun really stable. Omega Strike. When you start getting hits with this gun, it builds up a missile volley. And you launch that out of the gun. You launch up to 20. And read Wrath of the Colossus there. It's a big... I'm sorry about that. It's a big Cabal Colossus photon cannon. Alright, this thing is nasty. Now, this is the sight picture of it, and honestly, I really like it. It's really clear, and it's not too obstructed. You can see all around the sight as well, and it takes about 3 or 4 seconds to charge. And not gonna lie, that thunk when you fire it. Alright, yes, I said thunk, because that's what it sounds like. It's just a fucking railgun going off, and this thing is nasty. I love it. Alright, it takes about 4 seconds to charge, so if you kind of want to pre-charge it, you kind of see what I was doing there, just kind of tapping it and readying it. Also, the vertical recoil on this gun is kind of crazy, so yes, it does want to pull up some, and I'll share a little secret with you in just a moment. Alright, now, I decided to take it into Wellspring to give it a little bit of a test. I didn't get to rally because I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes, just saying. Well, as you're seeing here, this thing tears through ads like dirt paper. Alright. The Shrieker is about 2 hits, done. Guys, this thing hits like a truck, okay? This thing is like using a sledgehammer to kill a fly. This thing is that ridiculous. That Shrieker there took a couple shots because I was hitting the immune part. I didn't realize until I had to pull up a little bit. Now, if you're wondering about that Omega Strike, this is the Omega Strike. You launch a literal shitstorm of rockets, and this thing is actually kind of fun to use. Especially when you get a times 20 volley built up. And there's actually been a little bit of a change from the original volley. I was going to do this earlier, but I didn't get to, because I wanted to do an appropriate field test to kind of do like a long-term test to kind of give you guys some info on this gun. Now, I ran out of heavy here, so what I'm going to do is give you guys a bit of info. Like I said, the gun takes about 4 seconds to charge. Yes, it's a machine gun that takes time to charge. Like I said, about 4 seconds to charge, so if you want to kind of pre-charge it, you kind of just tap and hold it to kind of keep it at that almost max charge. And then when you're ready to fire it, just hold the button down and just let it rip. But it does want to pull up a very, very hard. This thing kicks like a freaking mule. Alright? That's something else you definitely want to consider. I would definitely recommend using this as a Titan with the Actium Warwick chest plate. Alright, so you can automatically reload your gun and get your volley built up faster. So you're not wasting an entire belt just to get one volley. Now, something else as well. If you're a Warlock, Will of Radiance, Lunafactions, and just go to town with this thing. This is almost like a fully automatic sniper rifle. Alright. I see here I'm trying to drum up a little bit more heavy, because what I would do is it's the attack Wellspring events, is I would be on that platform using that using the Grand Overture kind of like a auto cannon. Because honestly, I think that's one of the most effective things you can do. Now, another thing as well, with the Grand Overture, I'm still working on the catalyst, but from what I understand, the catalyst, when those missiles hit, they blind targets. So you literally become a Cabal Colossus just by using this gun. Now, one thing I do have to add, this gun was so powerful, day one and Vow of the Disciple, they actually disabled it for the raid. you can't go into raid using. They force you to swap off. That's how nasty this gun is, okay? Now, I got a little bit of heavy here, so that's one thing. If you're using this on a moving platform, say the Throne World public event where you got to ferry the Pyramid super weapon around, what I would say is like pre-aim your shots a little bit. And also, the range, watch this. I was about 5 feet in that doorway there. That hallway is about a good 30 foot. And I was able to pop them no problem. Alright? Now, if you're wondering about this gun up against larger ads like the Lucent Hive and all that, it actually hits pretty hard. Okay? Now, one thing I have to say though, those bolts coming out of that gun is pretty big. I mean, if you time your shots right, you can get about 2 or 3 kills per shot. I mean, boom, Lucent Hive dead, crunch. Thanks for playing. You ain't no match for the Grand Overture there, Lucent Hive. Come on now, get with it. With that slow fire rate though, and the high amounts of damage this thing produces, I could see a couple of really good uses for this gun. Mainly in like a raid situation for DPS and ad clearing. Or if you're in a Nightfall, major ad clear. And if you're in Gambit, ad clear and making modes for your team to help out your teammates. That would be another really good use for this gun. Now, there is a couple of things I do want to attest to you guys, because this gun has had a minor alteration to it. So we're gonna pause this here. I'm so sorry about that. We're gonna pause this here and I'm gonna explain it to you. Okay, the missile volley can go to ×20, like I said before. You long press square and you have your volley ready. It'll say volley ready when it's ready to go. You hold square and you can burst fire. It used to be an absolute full-on just barrage of rockets when you fired it. All right, all the footage you're seeing is with the Actium Warwick chest plate. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Now, like I said, I could see this gun being useful in Gambit. Like, if your Reaper is going out, clearing ads left, right, and center, making modes for his team, this would be a good gun for that. Or if you're in a raid, possibly. This could possibly be useful in a raid for, like, ad clear and maybe some potential pretty decent boss DPS. Because those rockets, they may be small, but they pack a pretty healthy punch to them. Alright? Now, also, little hint there of something else you can do with this gun. I'm not going to say it. You can rewatch the footage and you'll see what I did there. Alright. Now, as you see there, those rockets. Yeah. That was like 4 of them. Alright. Now, I'm going to sit here on this plate. I'm going to defend this plate. Pre-charge the gun. And yes, it will fire a couple times, but don't worry about that. Burst the wizard down here. And gonna get this relic up here to get started on boss damage. Now, let's keep at it. One thing I do have to say though is I readied my volley because I'm gonna go into this next room here and help these guys out. I didn't get a chance to hit that ogre because I want to try it out on him. Gonna go in here, gonna help these guys out some. Never mind, they've already had that room cleared out for me. Alright. I was thinking that was the last one there, then I was like, wait, there's one more. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and just let her rip. As you see there with the burst firing of the volley, that's actually a really cool little feature because, let's say like you got like 2 or 3 majors coming up, you can just pop, hit them with rockets, left, right, and center. And it takes them out pretty quickly too. Now, I haven't tried this gun up against too many champions, but if you can stun an overload or a barrier, about 3 good shots from the main fire mode of this gun, you'll take them out. But one volley, they're done. Now, when unstoppable, if you stun them, it's about 6 to 10 rockets to take them out. But if you can get them not stunned, and if you can stay clear of them and they're not stunned, it's about 10 to 20 rockets. Alright? Now, speaking of damage, You see that there? Yeah, that's another volley. That's a full volley right there. Sorry about that. Now, one thing though is when the volley does fire, the gun does want to bounce kind of erratically. So be ready. What I do is I would kind of point the gun up whenever I go to launch the volley. So the rockets kind of go in a general vicinity of where I want them to. An easy way to think of this gun, if you're not sure if you want to use it, think of it like cross between Xenophage and Wardcliff Coil. It's like that twisted abomination. Alright? That's what this gun is like. It's like a cross between those two monsters. I mean, we all know Wardcliff, we all know Xeno. This is kind of like the weird, you know, hybrid of the two. Now, as you saw with the damage I was getting from the first rocket volley, right? This is a time where I actually was able to get like 2 or 3 good volleys off on him. That's just, you know, the regular gunfire right there. Pretty healthy damage because that was with the tether debuff. I want you guys to see the damage numbers from that. And it hit pretty hard. Alright. Now, a little something else I'm going to be doing a review on too. A little hint right there for you. But I just say though, the Grand Overture really does complement a lot of different arsenals, a lot of different playstyles as well. Because you can use this gun long range, and you can actually shred it with this gun. Because you can use the main fire mode to get the volley built up, start doing boss damage, get the full volley, release it. See there, I'm trying to get the times 20. With me personally, I always wait till I get the times 20 before I even release the volley. Alright? Now, if you want to just do it like increments of 5, you can do that. That's cool too. That's up to you. It's your gun. I'm just giving you my personal thoughts. Alright? Now, overall, I like the Grand Overture. I like the concept. I like the design. And I love the power of this beast. Alright? I love this thing. This is becoming one of my favorite heavies. Anytime I'm in a situation and they say, and if I ask them, if they say that you can use the Grand Overture, I'll be like, ooh, okay, let's do it. So, anyway, guys, if you have someone who's not sure about the Grand Overture, whether or not they want to use it, show them this. Because, guys, I love this guy. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for coming by. And as always, y'all keep your guns loaded, keep your ghosts by your side. Y'all become legend, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all have a wonderful day. Also, stay tuned in the future for an announcement from me regarding the channel. I'm not doing anything bad. It's something I think some of you guys might like. Alright? Y'all have a good day.
Like and click those 2 links. And subscribe.